So this is part 2 of taking a sketch on the Ableton Move and turning it into a full song in Ableton Live. So in part 1 we did some extracting of the loops that we created in the drum rack. We also did some gain staging and also some shaping of the overall sound of the whole mix. Today we are gonna split this into multiple scenes to get all the parts you need for a full song. And eventually we're also going to do a basic arrangement for this song. So before we dive deeper into sections and arrangement, I just want to show you something that I changed since the last video. And because I listened back to this now and I heard some interference between some of the tracks. So let's have a listen to these two at the same time. As you can hear, there are some frequency masking here, and they are both taking up a frequency range that it's not needed for them in the track. In isolation, yes, of course, you need that to identify the sound, but in this case, it's interfering with the whole mix. So on both these, I have enabled a lot of low cut, and in isolation, you will hear that this sounds pretty thin. Let's have a listen. But now it's easier to hear the different melodies of these two. So it's easier to separate them in the mix. And as I said, they sound pretty thin right now, but when you enable the whole track, it sounds okay. And another thing I did is this clock vibraphone sound. It also has a low cut. So as you can hear, it sounds terrible in this context when it's alone, but when you enable this, now you can hear that the vibraphone is like interfering with some other parts of the song. So when you solo it, it sounds more full and more real. So if I enable this, very thin, but so this makes it so that I can increase the volume of the vibraphone and get it to be more clear in the overall mix. I know that some people tend to like low cut every single sound in the mix, and that could get some negative side effects. Of course, you want the full sound of most of the parts of the song. But in this case, when I open this project up again after the first part, I heard that this is too messy. It's just, you can't like separate the different sounds and the melodies. It was just a big mess in the middle. I've also panned these slightly, so that also helps with the overall separation of the sounds. So I think that we are in a good spot right here. So now we are ready to start working on the sections. So what I normally do is to just duplicate this first scene here. And then I'm going to just start muting things here and see what will be suitable for an intro. Not that, of course. Maybe something like this and remove some of the drum parts. Yeah, maybe. Let's remove the things we don't need. and just go in here and remove the snares. I think every snare. Yeah, maybe something like that. Let's move on with... And then remove this, and I think, yeah. So... Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that could be like the bridge. So let's rename these. Yeah, something like that. So this is just to separate them. They are by no means accurate, but it's nice to have different names for them. So to get these scenes now into the arrangement, I just grab this and start moving the mouse and press tab. And then we have the intro here. So here we have a basic arrangement now where the track builds up. So it's nothing special, it's just the intro, and then we bring in more parts. And then we have the main part, and then this kind of drop or bridge part that is only one sound, like the tail of the main melody. And the thing I want to accomplish now is to, when this ends, the drums and the bass and the vibraphone starts, and then I want to add some like building up to the chorus again. So I will show you when we get there. So now the drums and the bass starts. Yeah, so you get the point. I have my MIDI keyboard hooked up here so I can play the snares. So I want to get this like building up here. So you can hear my playing wasn't the best, so I have to program them in, I think. But that's what I want to accomplish, to get some build up for the last part of the song. One other thing I did here was to just leave the chords in this first chord. So they're just repeating. That also gives an effect to this build-up. And then when the build-up is done, they will start playing the main chord progression. So I just want to add that this part, the arranging part, is the most painful for me. I think it's very time-consuming and a lot of decisions to be made. And also, how much detail should I put into it? It's easy to get totally crazy with all the things you can do with the transitions in the song, but I prefer not to do that. I have done that in a couple of songs, but the result is often very good, but it's nothing I want to spend time on, if that makes sense. Like the idea process is, of course, it's much more fun. That's why everyone gets stuck in their 8-bar loop. So my arrangements tend to be on the like simple, limited side, because I will get so bored of the track if I listen to it over and over and over and over and make some minor changes everywhere. Of course, you need to do something, but you don't actually know if the song is going to be released. So I will do a basic arrangement to get an idea of how I want it to be, but I will wait with like details until I know that, okay, I really like this song, I want to release it. This song, as of right now, I don't know. Probably won't release it. I have like 500 songs ready to be released before this, so yeah. But the thing I want to say is that I think this is the most boring part of making music, the arrangement. And like I said, there's so many decisions to be made that... But of course, if you have made a really good song, of course you want to make a really nice, solid arrangement. Because if you don't, maybe no one will listen to it. So yeah, it's important, but I would wait with the precise adjustments until I know that, okay, I want to release this song. In the last part of this process, we will just like finalize the track with some mastering. So that's all I had for today. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.